Right, call the meeting to order. Find my paperwork here. We have any public comment? Is anybody online?
Nope, there's nobody.
All righty,
So nothing major going on, then.
all right. Next item is approve the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passed. Items of business is annual report.
Well, we'll start with December's report. Things are kind of light. We had only 6 reports. And some of the officers took some vacation time. So it's only 260 patrol miles.
Well,
4 tickets were issued, 18 warnings. We did send Officer Walker to school to be recertified in the tasers that we carry, so that during our annual firearms training, we can all get recertified with tasers. Assisted with the Winterfest parade, which was kind of nice. There was a bunch of people out for that. We also assisted with Shop with a Hero at DeWitt Township Fire Department. So 10 students were chosen from the counselors at Langsburg schools for the elementary and middle school. They give us the names, we contact them, see if they would be interested. Myers donates a $100 gift card to each student so that they can go shopping for their brothers, sisters, mom and dad, and themselves. So even though it was snowing out that morning, we had a pretty good turnout. So that was not too bad. So then I also included the 2021 activity report. Kind of highlights some of the stuff that took place in 2021. Basically, there was, the big thing is, we're running traffic, 622 traffic stops. 221 tickets were issued. 400 of those traffic stops were warnings. So 170 speeding tickets. We did have 3,909 hours worked by certified police officers. Again, our reserve officers are limited to when they're riding just because the whole COVID thing. So we didn't really want to take any extra chances, but we did let them ride if they wanted to once in a while. For calls taken, I don't know if you had any questions on any of those. Pretty much in line with the other items. Additional items on the back. And there was anything earth shattering.
just kind of concerning with the 2-mental investigation. It's not a good sign.
Which one?
The 2 mental investigation.
Oh, for December? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's kind of scary.
yeah, this time of year, there's a
too.
lot
I
of
know.
people are having some issues.
Well, a lot of it too, people that they're pretty much locked themselves in their houses, and then like tonight, turn on the news. Every time I turn on the news, in Lansing, shooting. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
every day, so hopefully something weird don't happen.
No, and I think one nice thing about our city is we do a lot of traffic enforcement. So and I think that helps. And I think when some jurisdictions limit their officers on what they can stop people for, especially if it's covered in the motor vehicle code, they're just asking for trouble and that's what they're getting. So,
Gotcha.
and when you have a prosecutor saying that they won't charge somebody with a gun offense if you stop them for, say, tinted windows or not wearing a seatbelt, that sends a bad message, and that's why they have a shooting every day.
Crazy.
It doesn't help. One of the things that we did apply for was the 4 ballistic vests. Those actually came in, so we'll be issuing those to the officers. And we also highlighted earlier this year that there were 2 stings done with the sheriff's department on those individuals looking to get together with minors. So there was 8 that was arrested for that.
This was something a little more than what you guys did before, correct?
No, that was that same
Oh,
program.
the same one?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
just this is just the highlights throughout the year.
Gotcha.
So there was 8 individuals. And again, it was just highlighting, there's nothing that's really earth shattering. It just kind of explains different things that took place. Next month, I will have for you a 3-year synopsis. So that shows 19, 20, and 21 statistics, kind of where we're at over a 3-year period. So I'll have that for you next month. The only other thing that's on the horizon, eventually here, we will be looking for a new patrol car. And we've been budgeting for that. That's a big expense. But every year, $10,000 come right off the top of our budget for that. So luckily, we won't be buying a first generation of the new vehicles that they've been producing. So hopefully, by the time we order ours, all the bugs will be worked out. That's if they have the chips.
I think you need to get a new Bronco.
No. No.
I seen one that wasn't a sport and it was bad looking.
So
What are you looking at? Which type?
Ford Explorer, stay with those.
2-wheel drive?
It's all-wheel drive.
Okay.
So
How about a new Maverick pickup? They're pretty expensive for a new one. I have an eyeball on them.
well, we kind of lose a lot of space in the back end.
Just
there.
throw them in the back end right there.
Yeah.
Just shade them up.
Strap them down.
Put them on your luggage rack.
Yep. I don't know, you guys got any questions?
No,
Thank you.
you have an eyeball on the Maverick, pretty hefty. Them are 4 cylinders. Instead of 4-wheel drive, they are all-wheel drive.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Kind of neat looking.
Okay. Budget, did you want to get into that?
I'll be meeting with Paula here shortly, to go over our budget. The only thing that I see really is the officer's contract is coming up. Their contract expires at the end of June. So we'll talk with them, the union, go back and forth, but I do see that there's probably gonna be a pay raise, probably coming, maybe $1 an hour each year. And I base some of that based on just the wages that are being paid out there currently. There's a new Culvers that's going in at DeWitt Township, and they're advertising starting wage at $16 an hour.
Jason, please.
So with the different wages, we'll have to up ours a little bit, so. But we'll talk to Paul about the budget and see what their union is thinking about. I don't know that they have any other items that they'd ask for in their contract, because I think we pretty much established that their contract is kind of status quo. They've got in there what they want. And so we're at the point of just maybe wages.
When the price of everything else that you live with is going up, I can
Right.
understand that.
The only other thing is again, next year we'll have to buy another 3 vests. Because those are time to be replaced. So 4 this year, 3 next year. So
But there was some grant money out there for that.
there is, they'll pay half.
That'd be cool.
So that's
So they can't pay all, but
right. So the DOJ pays half of it. So I'll send a thing and they'll send us a check for half of that.
So we're working pretty good with the schools too about active shooters and trying to
Yeah,
maybe
and
stop it
actually,
before it happens.
countywide, we have training coming, well, another meeting coming up on the 12th, set up training for all of Shiawassee County. So all the law enforcement agencies will be going through that training again. And they've also scheduled 4 training items for fire and EMS as well. So once we get police, fire, and EMS all set, all the schools go through RESD, and they have a guy by the name of Mossberg, I believe his name is, for their security person. So their security person that they hire kind of goes through and tells them what to do, but then I also go through the schools during lockdowns and see what needs to be done. And it's up to the school whether or not that gets accomplished. So unfortunately, even after construction, some of the doors aren't marked, but that's a work in progress, I guess.
Do we have any of the little mechanisms in the school to lock the doors? And they got these little things that drop down, and lock the
Right,
doors so they can't. be
well,
opened. That's up to the school. probably.
it's up to the school, but also there's an issue with the fire marshal's office on those.
So
So,
if I had a choice between locking the door so we can't get the shooter inside the room and risking a fire for that short period of time, I think I'd lock the door.
right, but again, they have to work with the state fire marshal's office on those. And I don't know what the final outcome is on that. So,
Yes, my 12-year-old, he'll tell you what to do.
yeah,
He'll have a plan.
yeah, so,
You know, I'm not in agreement with how they're teaching them, but I go through training like that, similar to my work there. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go huddle in the corner,
yeah,
not,
Okay,
so.
have anything under others? Anybody have questions or concerns?
No.
wait for spring to arrive.
All right, next item is